Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben's award-winning podcast, as voted by Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and listeners. So if you're new to the podcast, make sure you click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts, listen back to all our previous episodes, sit back, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's episode. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. Well, it's your Wednesday episode. We've been certainly producing lots of episodes at the moment. We've been off at work, but we are back at work tomorrow for 4 days, so we will have to see if we manage to still get these episodes out. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we will, because we're getting so many listens at the minute, it's unbelievable. And welcome to anybody new to my podcast. There are over 130 episodes for you to listen to if you've not listened to them yet. So get back to episode number 1 and start from the scratch and listen to them all, because it'll certainly take you a while to listen to them all. Nah, they're only about 10 to 15 minutes long, so they're certainly perfect to be listening to when you're either walking, on your allotment, having your morning brew, or driving to and from work, as you can listen to them through your speakers in your car. So, what have we been up to today? Well, as it was my last day off work before going back, I needed to get on and crack on and do some work down there, because I didn't go down yesterday. It was absolutely freezing down at the allotments yesterday. So I thought, I'm staying at home, staying warm, and I recorded a few podcasts, and yeah, I enjoyed having a rest day, as you may call it. It's good to have a rest day every now and then. And I am on track with my allotment. It's coming on, and I'm getting there slowly but surely. And I'm pleased with how it's all coming along, because I've got until April time to get it all cleared and get it all tidied. And we're now getting towards the end of January. So I've still got the main bulk of my plot to do, but I am cracking on and getting all the little areas done first and moving my way back to the top of the plot, because that is the best thing to do when you're clearing an allotment. Start at the top and work your way back gradually. Don't try and do it all at once. And if you're anything like me, you move the rubbish from one place to another place. And I certainly do that. It tends to start at the top of a plot and then works its way right down to the bottom of the plot, and hence why I've never actually grown anything at the top of my plot, because that's where I just chuck all my rubbish and move it all further down the plot. But hopefully we'll get to the top of the plot by April time. I'm aiming to do that, so I'm hoping for a massive year this year on my plot. It's going to be a fantastic year and a crop, and plenty of flowers to show off to you all. So what have we been up to today? We have been doing my second strawberry bed. I had to move all the wood pile from there, as I'd moved it onto where I was putting my strawberries. I've moved that now onto another area, so have to move them again at some point, but we'll crack on and get on that eventually. So I must have planted around 60 strawberries today, so I must have got about 160 planted already. So we've still got one more bed left to do, but then we've got to find room to fit all the spare ones, because they've sent out the runners obviously and they've planted themselves. So we've got all them to plant. Whether we'll give them away to my neighbours' plots, I don't know yet, but I'm wanting to try some growing them off my shed. I see plenty of people growing them in drain pipes and stuff like that. Obviously, if you are deciding to grow strawberries in drain pipes, you will need to keep them watered, because they'll dry out a lot faster than they would do in the ground. And people grow them in drain pipes and stuff like that to stop the slugs from getting them on the ground and any rats or mice eating them off the ground. So people do that, and sometimes they're easier to net up as well if they're hanging up. So we might give that a try this year. But if you listen to my gardening and allotment tips podcast, where the link is in the description of this one, you will be able to listen about how I tidy all my strawberries up and get them ready for the year ahead. So if you've not listened to that podcast, check the link in the description of this podcast and you will be able to listen to it. So once we've sorted out our strawberry area, we will be going on to moving on to our plot and getting all that ready and getting it all sorted, ready for the year ahead. And that is going to need a lot of work. It needs a lot of nutrition putting back into the soil, because I've not added no nutrition at all to my plot for the last few years, and it really does need to get back how it needs to be, and without that nutrition I won't get a good crop of stuff. So I need to start looking at that and getting my seeds ready. That's the next major step. I've got such a massive bag full of seeds, what I get free with the magazines. Well, they're not free because you pay for them in the magazine, but I've got so many seeds to sort out, and I need to work out what I'm growing this year, as I do love to try something new every single year. And last year I tried lots of different varieties of squashes. I tried them, but I'm thinking of trying different varieties of beans this year, as there's many different varieties of beans out there to try, and plenty of different colours of beans as well. Like you can get yellow beans and even purple beans. But yeah, there's plenty of different varieties out there. I do like to try different varieties of stuff every year, and last year I tried lots of different varieties of sunflowers as well, and I had some fantastic sunflowers on my plot last year. I bought some from Amazon, where the different varieties are about 25 different varieties. I was hoping for them all to be bagged up separately, but nope, they were just in one massive bag together, all these seeds. But I did get a beautiful array of sunflowers on my plot, so I'm hoping for this year to be similar to last year and have some great sunflowers, and even more if possible. I do love to see the sunflowers. They're so easy to grow as well. Once you've gotten past that stage of the slugs trying to eat them and being too low on the ground, because they do like to nibble through the stems on them, you've got to be really careful with the sunflowers. Once we've got through that, we need to look at how we're going to grow them and where we're going to grow them, because if I could grow a full wall of sunflowers, I would do. And the best thing about sunflowers is that they produce a cane for the year after, so you can use the canes once they've dried out to grow stuff up. So you can use them for your runner beans to grow up and stuff like that, because they are really, really strong, the stems on the sunflowers. It's amazing how strong they are actually. So I would love to try as many varieties of sunflowers again this year, along with my sweet peas. The more different colours I can get on my plot, the better. And another thing that I would love to try and grow on my plot is petunias. I've never grown petunias from seed, so I'm looking at them this year. So that's a possibility of trying them for the first time this year. And I'm going to try melons again this year. I gave them a pass last year. I've grown them once before and got a fantastic crop from them. Then I grew them and I didn't get no crop whatsoever. So I'm really going to give them a good try this year. Like I said, I've got a lot more time on my hands this year, as I'm back working shifts again now. So hopefully we can concentrate on growing some stuff in the polytunnel and getting it started and growing, along with peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, chilies, all the stuff that you can grow inside in a polytunnel where it's nice and warm and humid. You can get some fantastic crops. So I'm looking at growing plenty of new things on the plot this year, and I don't eat it all, trust me, I don't eat all this stuff what I grow. I give a lot of it away to friends and family and to work colleagues, but I just enjoy growing. It's being outside in the allotment, spending my time off down there in the garden is better than staying in my flat all day and just doing nothing. So I'm definitely up for trying lots more this year. The more time I can spend at the allotment, the better, and it's certainly the best place I can spend at the moment. So yeah, I am looking forward to this year. It's going to be a cracking year down on the plot, and hopefully we'll have some fantastic produce and crops to show for it. So hopefully we'll get an episode out tomorrow, but fingers crossed we'll hopefully get it out. I know how many people do listen to this, so thank you for that. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, click that subscribe button so then you get notified when new episodes come up. And if you've not left a review yet, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please do leave a review. There's 15 other great reviews on there what people have left me. It's always nice to read them as well. It does cheer me up. So have a great day, everyone, and as always, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. So thank you for listening to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Remember to do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts. Feel free to share them on your Instagram stories so that it spreads the word about my podcast and we get lots more listeners. Feel free to check out my social media sites, Facebook and Instagram as well, Gardening with Ben, and also my YouTube channel to stay up to date with all my handy videos, how-to videos, and sharing my tips and advice. And feel free to check the link as well in the description for my Gardening with Ben t-shirts. Lots of funny gardening design t-shirts in there for you to purchase at great prices too. So thanks again, and as always, remember, keep smiling and keep gardening.